Cheetah dies! Right. We are Chaos 3, and we like the cheetah so much, we decided to make a game about it. Therefore, we at Chaos 3, Teresa, our visual designer, Chris, in charge of rigging and animation, Ariel, in charge of modeling, textures, and also animation, and myself, Choi, the programmer, the guy who's such a big fan of cheetah decided to make a game about it. We are Chaos 3. Yay! Yay! We present to you Cheetah. Sorry. Alright, you guys are probably wondering, how exactly do you make a game about a cheetah? I mean, there aren't that many of them out there, are there? We tried looking for a few, and let's just say they were rare. So we tried thinking through it, since the course it's about the cheetah. So what is it about the cheetah that everybody likes? Obviously, well, we've tried everything. Let's see, birds, living in Africa, death, mating. Oh wait, not mating, sorry. Anyway, yeah, we turned it down and we decided on two aspects that we like to focus on for this particular game. One, going to pretty much famous for, the cheetah as a predator. How fast did they run again? Have you guys read from Wiki or the internet? It's 80 actually. Let me see those. 110 kilometers per hour, or that's 70 miles per hour. In other words, much faster than the speed limit on the highway. So let's see you run that fast, or see your car run that fast. And when they do the speed, they do what they do best. They hunt with their food. As you've seen in the video, it just looks cool. You'll see it all over YouTube. Everybody's just fans of the cheetah. So yeah, that's one aspect. Then the second part, of course, we all know the cheetah is a bloodthirsty predator, but we're not looking to make the cheetah a bad guy here. So we went for the other one, the cheetah as a mother. The cheetah is a mother. She has her cubs to take care of. She has her cubs to feed. She lives in the African savannah, where it just so happens, if you're much smaller, like for example, if you're a baby, everything is going to eat you. In this particular case, hyenas will eat the cubs. So it falls on the player to defend the cheetah, defend the cub from the hyenas for as long as possible until they grow to adulthood and can fend for themselves. So, with those concepts in mind, we went to work getting all the actual assets into place. First off is Teresa to figure out how our game looks like.
Thank you, Troy. And thank you for our animation designers for our member. Now let me talk about the design of our object. Look for this. This is cheetah mothers. And as we all know, our game is based on the cheetah as main character, so the mother cheetah is important for our whole game. And our game features is very risky for the game. So we research a lot of information from the video and from, of course, using the documentary from the website. And look at this whole body. I add the muscles distribution on the cheetah's mother bodies, and so it's easier to make the modeling on the 3D animation. And the same way on the cheetah babies, but it is a child, so their head is more rounded and the body can more be shorter and better. And the same way on the hyenas, then they are made to see this is the negative role is finished on the overall design. And this is hyena bodies. And the gazella is the same way. It must as far as possible to be reality. And on the expression of cheetahs changing, and of course the animal's face is very difficult to change the face, so I combine the human female face on the cheetah's mother. Then the change the expression can be more easy on when we make the animation. And looks like what they're feeling, the disappointed, happy, angry, and like the highlight the same.
Sorry.
Next. And on our environment, look at the environment, and we refer to a real world African savanna for this environment. And look at this complete model for the environment. You can see the river, the water, and all the trees or whatever. They must be down near the reality. And talk about our game design. As we all know, the portraits of the characters is needed in our game. So I draw this cheetah family portraits for the game. And these pictures just for the scenes in the game when we are happen, like pick down the babies eating, catching gorillas and hyenas. And in addition, the mostly way in the game and animation is for the action of the animals, the action for the cheetahs, and we search the video from the web to look at how the cheetahs working, how the animals working for the everything, and then I draw this group of continuous working cheetah for them, and it is the certificate way for the animation too. And this is keys for the interface of our game. And this is the upgrade icons. This is speed, scares and injuries for cheetahs. And of course, rapid option issues, we decide to use gears at last after we discussion because we both think it is so cool and simple item for this, and also it is a ring, it is a rotation ring, representing the wheel of a life, the circle of the life. So don't worry about how to play the game because I draw these teacher windows for our game, and player when play the game, these windows will pop up on sometimes and will teach players what you should do and how to do the game. And this is for the 3D animation for the textures and the character for this. This is all the character wraps for the animals and anything else. And now of the pursuit of animation, I want to let you our pursuit of the animation area to say his animation. Thank you.
Charging modeling, texturing, and animation. Yes, it's family. Look at them, so cute. As a physical concern, alright, okay. Okay, let's see, this is very consuming style, and this is really good stuff. Our style is kind of compromised between those styles. So we're going to the very next close thing, which is painting style. Why we choose painting style? Because painting style is like it's suitable for our game, and also it's easier to make because we are lacking of skills of making furs and realistic texture in 3D max. Then that's why we choose painting style. And it is a game like photo taking game, and they use the realistic. Yeah, we are very good with pursuing of those. So, and also in the game, in the animation, we're blending the human features to those animals because their faces have some distinctive features, and they will look like they will have human emotions when they can love, they can cry, they can be sad. Yeah, so it's very good. So, for the talking, I will show you guys how the buffer looks in the use the sentence.
You realize it is a very hard life to be a cheetah. So, if any humans tried that into African society, well, probably end up like that. So, you're wondering how they can actually win the game. What better way than to show you the game itself? Let's go. Only the keyboard shall be used to walk, like so. Follow the green arrows where you have to go. Follow the prompts. Don't mind the goal. I know it's going to be bad in Australia, but don't mind. Next. This first one part is very different. Run! Yes, run, little boy. Run, little boy, run! We have our food. Right. We're not going to feed it ourselves yet. We're going to feed it food. One of those functions they added this one. And yes, basically around. We could be near rock. Well, okay, fine. Virtual station, so they think quite close. But it matters. And just because half of the playtesters gave this part as the most fun part of them all, let's go hunting a bit more. Extra skill. Normally, they would run pretty early, but sneak up on them. Notice how they're not moving just yet until you are literally in there. Come here, Ryan, come here. When do we go? Got it! In case you're wondering what all this eating is for, you'll find out in the next half of the game. Anyways, let's have a little fun. See how many missed. Let me see. Left bar in the lower left corner. Left bar in the lower right corner. The orange here is a timer because in the real world the cheetah cannot keep up their max speed for very long. So I set a timer to simulate that. Literally, if you keep running, after some point you will slow down. And you have to rest a bit in order to be able to keep running again. Number 2, follow the arrow, in the curve. There you are. Yeah. Right. Throw plenty. How do you know?
9.
Sure? It's nice because otherwise. They're ready for my babies. Wait. In case you're wondering, it's nighttime, it's a bad time to hunt because these guys will be going out to the club the whole way through. And that happens to be the game over condition. So, let the work make do with whatever energy you do have. Get back here! You know what to do was just run into them, really. And I. Where are they throwing it over? The heck? Right. Oh, actually, live through that. You believe that's only one day. Work in progress, day 2, day 3. And yeah, with each passing day, they come grow a little bigger, the humans get a little more ferocious. Up to such point, to actually survive everything, you will see the beloved wind sequence, which we usually have. Well, if you're interested in trying out the game later, you can always talk to us. We can happily lend you a copy. Or if you're more interested in knowing the other little issues we had trying to make this day, in particular the rigging was a bitch, Chris will tell you why it was a bitch.
The part I charge is like model, and when I was also export to the export the 3D into the virtual. But the stuff that what we are thinking is not really easy. First of all, I want to introduce the object in the 3D. This is called a cap object, standing by the character animation tools here. Then, as you can see, the difference between the biped and the cap is like biped only have 2 feet, but in the cat object we got 4. So that means when we are animate and doing other stuff, it's like quite a little different from the biped. And we are studying from the biped as a beginner to learn it, but we didn't know much about the cap. So actually this semester we are like to fix out to find out the way to how to use the cap object. So So I'm saying the animation we make it is like different from the iPad. So if you just make it in the normal way, the bomb will be broken. So we try to use the different way to control the bomb, such as the dummy. So I put it one dummy to control the footstep, back step, and front. Control these two, and one is like control the pivots, but not working. So after I put it more, it's like this. Actually, kind of like broken the original bomb, the caps bomb. So we just use the dummy to control each part. So that means if you want to move the hand, then you just use a new dummy to control it. Then the shoulder, the pivots. So after all these dummies get a new ways, I mean, yeah, then just use each part to connect to the monster. Yeah. Then after doing this, the animation can work, and it can also run it on the pathway. Because at the beginning we try to use the pathway to animate the running part, because that will make it more real. So after that, we try to export into the virtue, but if we use the own way, the way that before the teachers and the students figure out that way, it's not really working. So even I put everything in the 0, 0 position, but when I export into the virtue, see the skin is broken. So kind of it's not working. So next we just like use a lot of time, and as Cartoon, as Rob, see a lot of teacher, and we spend a lot of time to try to find out the way to how to make it successful when we export it into the virtue. So there's one day when Cartoon is like saying, why don't you just try to export the biped as well, then into the virtue, then to have a look. Is that the biped exactly on the right position as the skin? So we did it, then we find it. Yeah, it's not really. Sometimes the biped is in the 0, 0 position, but this object is maybe find a way. So if to find the way to match it, it's really takes time. So yeah, that's our export the technical purpose.
Yep. That pretty much sums up what we really had issues with. Everything else amazingly was more or less standard issue. Modeling, animation, the editing videos. And yes, for all that trouble, we got ourselves a very fun cheetah game. Which hopefully won't be banned in Australia because it has blood. And yes, any questions? Anything that comes to mind seeing all this? Anything in particular going? You want to try the game?
So would you consider the game finished?
Let's see. The tutorial stage, yes, it is finished. Maybe like give me a couple more weeks. It can actually fine tune that into something everybody will enjoy. If only because